Hey there YouTube, my name's Brad, I'm the Harley Davidson Wizard. Today we're going to be doing the finish up of the Vance Hines Power Dual exhaust system. We're going to be looking at specifically why the heat shields and the way that they designed them is a terrible design, and why if you're in the market for an exhaust system, you should look seriously at the D&D and Vance Hines. I don't know how to use a computer, so I lost the original video, so this is just a follow-up. But obviously the goal is to have the heat shields overlap each other nice and tight, and have your heat shield exhaust clamps in a nice organized manner such as this. There's so many times bikes come in with the exhaust clamps just all wrapped all around each other, all over the place. It's a hot mess. Because of the way Vance Hines designed the center heat shield with the piece that has their emblem on it, it's impossible to lay it on top of the heat shields without scratching it. So the trick is, when you're installing your underlying heat shields, to adjust them as far forward and then as far rearward as possible. Then you gouge all of them when you slam that center one on top. That way, when there ends up being little scratches on top of the heat shields, you can loosen them up and slide them under the center one for the final fit up, so everything is all nice and tight. You also want to take some time and care and make sure that both slip-on mufflers are installed at the same depth. It's super easy, just takes a little ruler while you're originally putting everything together. That way, once you have the saddlebags on, everything looks real even, just the way that it's supposed to be. There should never be a reason for something to look ghetto. Just take your time, put it together right. So you've taken a lot of time, you've looked at a lot of different exhaust systems. If you ended up at the Vance Hines Power Duals, I got bad news for you. They look sweet now. It's a really good looking exhaust system when it's brand new. But as a couple years go by, it doesn't matter whether it's the black or the chrome version. Constantly, the way that I see them come through the shop, water naturally lies under that center Vance Hines logo heat shield, and it rusts away the heat shields below it. So there's no way somebody is going to naturally just blow out all of the air and water from under the heat shields whenever they wash the bike or whenever the bike gets caught in the rain. It's ridiculous. But that's Vance Hines for you. They made it super tough for you to get to the O2 sensors. They made it super tough for you to keep the exhaust system in pristine condition for the life of the exhaust system. And there are better options out there. I'll insert a couple pictures of the D&D Fat Cat and also the Reinhardt Slimline. Now, the reason the D&D and the Reinhardt are better options right from the get-go is quality and the way that they're engineered. So they're engineered right from the get-go so that the wideband O2 sensors are accessible. So if you have a Thundermax, or if you're going to be using a wideband tuner, easy peasy, piece of cake. Also, both of the exhaust systems that I mentioned, the D&D and the Reinhardt, they come with the heat shields factory installed on the pipe. So you don't have to mess around with any of the heat shield clamps. You don't have to mess around with scratching the pipe or the heat shields. And especially with the D&D, it doesn't have ghetto-ass heat shields that lay on top of each other, only to gouge the heat shield below it and create a point for rust and brown poop to start smearing out of it. This is just a public service announcement, just from what I see and have seen so many times. But when you put your exhaust system on, just like this, make sure that your slip-ons aren't rubbing the saddlebag, that everything's lined up evenly. I'm not saying everything Vance and Hines makes is terrible, just this could be better. I'm sure Harley Dave is going to be disagreeing with me, but there's other options out there. So if you're in the market for an exhaust system, make sure you look at all the options. My name's Brad. I'm the Harley Davidson Wizard. Thanks for watching my video. Make sure you click like. I have many projects coming up, so stick around.